We're back at the airport. You know that only means one thing. We are off to see more theater. I am traveling to New York, but first we are going the opposite direction to head to Seattle today to see a world premiere play. Super, super excited. This is a play by one of my favorite content creators, who is also a playwright, and he's premiering his new play that's part of an entire cycle of plays. I have not seen any of the other ones, but I'm very, very excited to see this one. Now, I do have a challenge for myself on this trip. My goal this year is to not spend more than $100 on a ticket. I have failed that a couple times already. On this trip, because of how much I'm going to be traveling in June, I am on a very, very tight budget, and I don't have a lot of shows already pre-booked. So I'm making it a challenge for myself to have an average ticket price on this trip of under $50. And so far, all of the tickets that I have booked, which is only 3 shows, is under that. So far, so good. I do want to rush Gypsy, and I believe that ticket is like 60 or 70. It's an expensive rush. And there's a couple lotteries that I'm going to be trying to enter. I do kind of want to go see Floyd Collins. I have tickets for it at the end of the month with my mother, but I want to finish the season a little earlier. And the only other shows that I have are Glengarry Glen Ross, which I'm seeing on this trip, and Othello, which I don't think I'm going to see unless I win the lottery. So we'll see. So if I see Floyd Collins on this trip, I will finish the season this week. I also want to see how many different discount options I can get tickets for. So right now I have some TDF tickets booked, and in Seattle I have a pay what you can scheme that the regional theater does. So we have 2 down. I'm going to see if I can win a lottery on this trip. Definitely going to do a digital rush and an in-person rush, and we'll see what other discounts I can find, maybe a last-minute theater app purchase. So follow along. Let's see how many I can do on this trip. Landed early, so like super, super easy. It's time to head downtown. Okay, I don't know how I got this lucky that I literally picked the nicest day to come to Seattle. I'm officially downtown. I'm gonna go, I guess, find like a cafe or something. I still have about 3 hours until this show, and we made perfect timing. I had to come say hi to the Fifth Avenue Theater. They just finished their run of Parade on May 4th, so I just missed it by a week. I have been to the Fifth Avenue Theater before. That's where the pre-Broadway tryout of Doubtfire was, and I think that's also where I saw Catch Me If You Can, which was forever ago. I'm pretty sure it was there, but I have definitely been to the Fifth Avenue Theater before. Seattle doesn't have quite as large of a theater district as some of the other large cities like DC or Chicago, but there are a few theaters in the downtown area, including the Fifth Avenue Theater. The theater I'm going to today is right next to the Convention Center, which I have been to for the Emerald City Comic Con before. I should probably look at a map because I actually have no idea where I'm going now. I think it's that way. We found the theater! So yeah, it is literally right next to the Convention Center. There's their next season coming up. And there's the play I'm seeing today, Golden! We made it! The theater is close to the Pike's Place Market. So I headed here because that is my hostel right there. And we're gonna see if I can drop my bag off a little early. We are officially a little lighter. I dropped all my stuff off, did the pre-check-in. Now I just have to wait and come back after 2, and the show starts at 2, so as soon as the show's over, I'll be good to fully check in. Let's go grab some food. You know, the market's actually not too crowded today, probably because it's still early, but of course, we can't go wrong with Beechers. Food acquired. They also had, I don't know if you can see that, but they had a pin. So now I have a new little Beechers pin. It is so clear, you can literally see the mountain in the distance, which is freaking stunning. I have never seen it this clear in Seattle, ever. There's the pin, which is so cute. It is also a black and white pin, and I just started a black and white board, so that'll be a perfect addition. Yes. Look, it's famous for a reason. I love it every time. Made it back to the theater, and it looks like they do a half-off rush. So if you're in the Seattle area and looking for cheap tickets, now the performance that I am going to is actually a pay what you will performance, so it was already very cheap tickets, but that is good to know if you're looking for tickets to other performances. We love options. Made it to the theater. We have the program. This theater is so cute. Look at this set. I'm already in love with the set. And this theater is incredible. I'm sitting in Vom Right is the name of the section, and the view is like perfect. But I do not think that there's a bad seat in this house, and I have literally so much legroom. I have legroom for days. So really, really comfortable theater. What a play. I'm really glad I came to see that. Parts of it were a hard watch, but really good monologues in there. Really loved the ending. First show of the trip, a success. Now, I don't have a show tonight. I am exhausted, so I'm going to go check into the hostel and maybe take a nap. But there is the 6 tour, which is currently in town, and they do Rush an hour before the show for $40. So I may try to see if those are available, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I may just sleep. All checked into the room. Just me right now, but this is really cute space. I am the top bunk right up there. There is a ladder in the middle to get me up there. And then you have locker space down here. I brought my own lock, but they do have locks that you can purchase or rent. And all of the restrooms are single use, which A++. Also, huge plus is that there are curtains for the beds, and every single bed has their own light and their own outlet, which not every hostel has. So huge win. The only downside is like there's no little ledge to put stuff without it falling off, but there are hooks, and so I always bring like a tote bag with me so I can hang up stuff. This hostel also comes with free breakfast, which is like incredible. So we are loading up. Alright, so we are checked out, dropped my backpack off. I can leave it there for at least the good part of today. And we're back at the market, just walking around. Gonna go check out the gum wall, because why not? Except I didn't bring any gum. This is the infamous gum wall. It is underneath Pike Place. You can bring a piece of gum, stick it to the wall, and then every once in a while they clear it off, and then it gets re-gummed. So there you go. Not for the faint of heart. If you're a germaphobe, avoid this like the plague. But it's kind of cool. I did find a little pack of gum in my purse. I only have like 2 slices left, so perfect. It's also really old gum, so this is perfect to add to the wall. Ugh. I need to find a good spot. All right, it's looking a little light over here. There we go. Add it to the wall. Okay, so I just met up with some friends for coffee, and I still have about 5 hours, so I think we're gonna go check out the Seattle Art Museum, which is just right here by the Pike Place Market. I've never actually been here. I'm gonna see if they have any theater-related art inside. What are the odds? I mean, there's so many artists, right? Also across the street we have a Mason's, which I read some good reviews on. Lobster rolls are always a little pricey, but that may be worth checking out afterwards for lunch. Okay, already loving the front of this museum. Looks like they are open until 5. Museum visit successful. Definitely a smaller museum, and especially for the price, it's a little expensive. for only 2 floors, but I really liked the exhibits. The most disappointing piece was that this was the only enamel pin that they had in the entire museum. And there were so many exhibits where I was like, this would be such a cool pin. And they had nothing. They just had this, which is a little statue that is not even in the museum. They did have some Zodiac pins, but they were different from the Zodiacs in the actual museum, which made absolutely no sense to me. But other than the gift shop, I did rather enjoy the exhibits that I saw there. And now I think I'm gonna go grab food, maybe? Huh, I found the steps. The view is stunning. Look at that, with the harbor in the distance. Yeah, so maybe there's something to eat around here. I may just go grab lobster rolls. Who are we kidding? I've been dreaming about them all day. There's also no video allowed in the museum itself, but I did take a ton of photographs. So here they are of some of my favorite exhibits throughout the museum. All right, let's go grab some food. Well, that was delicious. Check out the harbor real fast. Maybe I did a Ferris wheel. Why not? Well, we'll see. We'll see how much it is. But I at least want to check out the views from the harbor. So we're gonna head down there. Well, we made it to the Ferris wheel, which is like $24 to ride. So we're not gonna do that. But the view over here is great. Look at this. I don't need to go up to see that. Yeah. You got the mountains in the distance. There they go. This is actually super useful because we have literally all of the points of interest on this map that you could want. And in fact, you can see the Olympic Mountains all the way in the distance. Because I just realized that is the aquarium right there. Wait, do I just go to the aquarium? I did look up the prices earlier and they're a little pricey, but it is right there. And I would rather spend money on the aquarium than spend money on a Ferris wheel. There's also this really cool like miners alley right next to the Ferris wheel that has an arcade and a bunch of little restaurants, a lot of ice cream, a lot of popcorn. There's also this ride, which is like the wings over Washington, a 4D ride, like Shrek 4D, maybe? The aquarium is $50 and they close in like 2 hours. So we're not gonna do that. That's just not enough time to experience. But I do think that next time I come to Seattle, I may just get a city pass and then for like $100 you can do the aquarium and the Space Needle and all the touristy stuff. Is this another, is the aquarium 2 buildings? I guess. Yeah, so here's even an advertisement for the city pass. So it's $130 and you get 5 attractions, and that includes the aquarium and the Space Needle, and then you can do, you can do Mopop, which I have done before, but I may come back to do, and the Science Center. So yeah, there's a lot of options that you can do, so that is always a good, affordable bundle, which I may do next time I'm in Seattle. I will definitely come back to Seattle at some point. I also learned today that there are at least 4 actual theatrical spaces in the ACT building that I was in yesterday to see Golden. They also have a space in the Round that I would love to see some theater in. I'm actually surprised that they only have 1 show going on right now. 12th Night does start soon. It starts in June. But it's, yeah, I wish they had more theater going on concurrently in that space so that, you know, I could go see more than 1 show. Also love to see a show at Seattle Rep. All right, we are on top of one of the aquarium buildings. There's the other one down there. Unfortunately, I am starting to get a little bit of a headache. Thankfully, I do carry Tylenol with me, but I think what I may do is just head to the airport and get some work done at the airport. We're heading to the Lime Link. You can see the sign right there that is directing us to the station that we need to get to head to the airport. Am I getting to the airport probably 3 hours early? Yeah, sure. But you know what? I'd rather be early than late. Where is the entrance to this line? There's another sign. getting the symphony spot, which is actually literally across the street from the Seattle Art Museum. There it is. We have done one big giant circle today. There, in fact, is the station entrance. All right. It turns out I can't afford to see Othello because we're here. I'm in the airport. My flight leaves in 1 hour. And there is Beechers next to Wendy's. I have so many options. Mac and cheese acquired, so I'm currently chilling. Turns out my flight that I thought was boarding at 9:05 is actually boarding at 9:50, so I have 2 hours. So I did get the large this time. And we do have a view. We made it. Hi, friend. We have a bagel. We have a dog. Who could ask for anything more? So I did end up taking a nap as soon as I got back, and it's like now after 12:30, and I don't have a ticket for a matinee. I could technically still make it into Midtown for a matinee, but I think I'm just gonna take the matinee off and then try to rush the closing performance of All the World's a Stage, which is a risk because it's literally gonna be the final performance, but they said that they're gonna have Rush an hour before for $45, so I'm going to do that. The good news is, however, while I was sleeping, I won the lottery for Floyd Collins tomorrow. So I have until 3 p.m. to purchase. I'm going to purchase that now. But that's super exciting, which means I will in fact complete the season, other than Othello, by this week. So we're going to go ahead, claim my ticket. So whenever you win the lottery, you'll get, I got an email and a text message, but it'll allow you to claim your tickets on the results page. So all I have to do is claim that. I only entered for one, but then all I have to do is fill this out and I will have one ticket. They do not tell me where the ticket is beforehand. Sometimes for like the Rush tickets, they'll let you know it's 6 rows from the stage, but for the lottery, it's completely lottery. Like you have literally no idea where you're sitting, which is the downside. But if you want to get into the theater for cheap, then it's a great option. I also don't think there's really any bad seats in the Vivian Beaumont unless you're like right behind where Jeremy Jordan is sitting in a chair, but then you're right next to Jeremy Jordan. So I don't think, you really can't go wrong. There are some theaters, like for Dead Outlaw, I ended up purchasing somebody's ticket that they had bought via lottery on the theater app, and that ticket was in the balcony. So you can get in like balcony seating. So especially if you're looking for like maybe happy ending, the lottery tickets are probably in the balcony. So they are going to be partial view, right? Because all of the tickets there are partial view for maybe happy ending. So it's always a gamble, but honestly, for $49, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the risk. All right, purchased. Got my confirmation. They're going to email me the ticket shortly. Let's see when that comes in, where I'm sitting. Dun, dun, dun. Is it here yet? Is it here yet? Now, I will say for Telecharge Rush, if you rush a ticket, they don't let you purchase another Rush ticket for like a few days. I don't know if, holy shit, I can get a Gypsy ticket for the matinee 6 rows from the stage. That's so close. Oh, it starts in 1 hour, 10 minutes. I would have to take Ogie out now. How long would it take me to get to the theater? Holy shit, that's such a good seat. 37 minutes. And I want to eat. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck it. That's so good. That's such a good seat. All right, let's go see a matinee. All plans out the window. We got to go walk this dog and see the matinee. Just took Ogie on a walk. We're going to give him a snack, and we're going to go see Gypsy, and hopefully I make it. I think I have, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I should get there 5 minutes before curtain right now. With 10 minutes to spare, a little less than that, more like 5, but we have made it to the Majestic. Let's go see Gypsy from the 6th row. We made it. They said 6th seat, but or 6th row, but this is like the 4th row because they took rows out. Crazy close. Just got out of Gypsy. My experience between that and the first time I saw it, like night and day. I still have issues with the production, but the first time I thought I liked all of it except for the last 20 minutes, and this time I actually thought the pacing was off for all of it except the last 20 minutes where I thought they freaking nailed it. Absolutely incredible finish. And now I don't know who I want to win leading actress. Who knows? It really could go to anybody at this point and I would be happy. I think they're all freaking fantastic. What an incredibly stacked year. I'm heading over to Theater Row to see if they're still going to do Rush for the final show of All the World's a Stage. So I really want to see it one last time. The show is at 7. If they sell the Rush tickets when they said in the email, they'll start selling them at 6. But I don't know if they're going to have any for the final performance, even though they sent out the email that said we're having them for the final performance. We are going to try to see if that's happening still. And that'll be our second show today. Okay, so it is completely sold out. They don't know about a Rush, which is weird because the email definitely said Rush an hour before, but they put me on a wait list. And so I will come back at 6 p.m. and see if I can get off of that wait list and go see the show. And if not, no big loss, right? But I am the second person on the wait list, so you know, I'm hoping for the best. That means I have an hour to grab some food. Grabbed a quick dinner at Westway Diner. Now I have literally 10 minutes to go across the street, there is the theater right there next to the Pod, which by the way is a great place to stay in Midtown if you're looking for something smaller. It's probably one of the cheapest places. If you've never been off-Broadway, there's a bunch of off-Broadway theaters on 42nd Street. There's the multiple theaters in Theater Row. Then we have Playwrights Horizons next to Theater Row. So you have Theater Row, Playwrights Horizons. There is Stage 42, which is where 20-Sided Tavern is right now. And then next, they're doing the Romeo and Michelle musical in there. And then across the street, behind the bus, is Signature Theater space. So that's where New Group and Second Stage is doing all of their shows there now. So there's 3 spaces in Signature Theater, which you will be able to see here in a moment. There it is, across the street. All right, we're gonna also cross the street between all these cars. And then way down there is Theater 555, which is, let's not get hit by this car. But Theater 555 is where Conversations with Mother is currently. That's where the 5 parody show was. And that's all the way down there across the street. Also, behind Signature Theater is the Yotel, and at the top of the Yotel is where Green Room 42 is. So you have a lot of those spaces on the street on 42nd. All right, well, just leaving Theater Row now. It is 8:45. Unfortunately, I could not get into All the World's a Stage. They had one available ticket, so only one person got off the wait list. But while I was waiting for All the World's a Stage, I met the playwright for one of the other plays at Theater Row. And so I was able to get into her play, which is Mystic Conversations, which is this play about this family who discovers that their son can kind of see spirits. And so dealing with that, as well as some of the loss that their family has experienced in the past. Very interesting play that kind of explores the cross-section of mysticism and religion. And I love shows that kind of dive into thinking about religion and all of the different aspects of that. So really fascinating play. Definitely a little scrappier, but I'm glad that I got to go see it. There was definitely some aspects of it that I really enjoyed and loved some of the actors in it that I've never seen before. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise. A little bit of a switch from what my original plan for today was. I am sad that I don't get to go see All the World's a Stage again because I really wanted to see it after the preview period, but I'm glad I got to see it once. I think it's a show that a lot of people are going to do, or I hope that a lot of smaller theaters license because it's such a heartwarming show with a fantastic score. So I hope that while I can't see this production anymore, I hope that I will be able to see another production in the future. So, you know, there you go. And I got to see a new play instead. Sometimes you just gotta pivot. It's 8:43 now, so there's an hour before the walk, but I gotta go take care of a dog. Happy Mother's Day. I am obviously going to go see a show. I did win the Floyd Collins lottery tickets yesterday. It is currently 2 p.m. I have to get to the Lincoln Center before 3 p.m. when the show starts. Just got off the phone with my mother and got ready, and now I'm running behind. Again, what else is new? And we made it to the Lincoln Center with time to spare. Currently setting up their summer installation right now, so the fountain's not running. It's a little ugly over here. But once we turn the corner and get to the actual Lincoln Center, and next to the Lincoln Center, we also have the library that is the library where the archives are. I did unfortunately miss Ghost, but right now at LCT3, they are doing 5 Models in Ruin 1981 that I may have to come back and see later this week. And of course, we are here for Floyd Collins. We made it. Here in the back of the Vivian Beaumont, there really is not a bad seat in this house. It's one of my favorite theaters for that reason, because it is in the thrust. The next time I see it, I will be sitting all the way over there. So it's nice to see it in the center, get the full picture of the design. And there is, in fact, a second level here, which I've actually never sat in. But one of my favorite theaters, and the stage is huge. Really can't get the full scope of it with this lighting, but it is ginormous. I mean, they fit a whole house on that set for My Fair Lady. It's always a little frustrating when you go and see a show that you've been anticipating for a really long time and it just does not live up to what you imagined. And that very much was that. That was so depressing. And not because of the material of the show, because I knew that going in, but just the potential to have a piece of it that is so publicly available be so good, and then the rest of the show, when put together, just not live up to that. Alas, I'm gonna call it a day then and head back and hang out with a dog that's not gonna disappoint me like that show did. I just got a huge Too Good To Go bag from Whole Foods because I did not know what I wanted to eat for dinner. And Too Good To Go is basically an app where you can order a bag of food from a restaurant, or in this case, Whole Foods, and they will pack you up a bag of mystery food, which is a great option for somebody like me who will basically eat anything but has decision paralysis. So let's see what we got. This is from the prepared food counter, so it's all gonna be prepared foods. We have, a salad. This is a barbecue corn and black bean salad. Are these burritos? Ooh, yes, it's a bean and cheese burrito. And then we have, oh my gosh, this is huge. A salad, nice. A grilled chicken Caesar salad. Oh, that is perfect. That's probably what I'm gonna eat tonight. And then I think another burrito, yeah. Bean and cheese. So 2 bean and cheese burritos, a salad, and then 2 salads, which, great. And all of this was $10. Been catching up on work tonight, but I took a break to essentially look at some of my options for shows for the rest of the week. And I went on to TDF to take a look at what they have, and I booked a show for tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be seeing To Free a Mockingbird, which Have I seen it 4 times? Yes, but my friend is involved and I really want to go support her, and it's the first night and I have nothing else booked on a Monday. So we are going to go see that. That is currently on TDF for like $12. So love that. And then I'm booking Lunar Eclipse, which is the new second stage play that is happening off Broadway. That is currently also on TDF right now. I also have to make sure that while I'm talking, my TDF cart doesn't expire. Okay, we have 3 minutes. I'm going to check out these two. So that's $54 for both of those shows. TDF is a great option for like affordable tickets. Basically, everyone is qualified unless you're like super rich. If you're under 30, you qualify. If you're a student, you qualify. If you're a freelance artist, or if you're part of a union, or if you're an hourly employee. So there's a lot of ways to apply. All right, so we bought our ticket. So I have To Free a Mockingbird on Monday, Lunar Eclipse on Saturday. Again, both tickets under my $40 per ticket budget. Back with another Too Good to Go order, this time from Two Boots Pizza. This box was only $5. Now their slices normally are $3 to $4.50 depending on the slice. So if this has more than 2 slices in it, I saved a ton of money. The moment of truth. What do we have in here? Oh my gosh, 3 slices. We have a cheese, a pep, and then this, I forget what this one's called, but it looks like it has like pesto and artichokes. I don't think I've tried this flavor before, and I think that's hot sauce, which I love, but if you don't like hot sauce, maybe a little much. Yeah, it's pretty good. And the best part about Too Good to Go is that I get to try stuff that I wouldn't normally order. Like, I would never have ordered this slice of pizza, but it's really good. Is that like a buffalo sauce, maybe? Bit of a theater schedule update. I've been updating my mezzanine. This is the app that I use to keep track of all of the shows that I have booked. So I do have To Free a Mockingbird tonight. I got that ticket on TDF yesterday. I have officially sold my Stranger Things ticket. I was supposed to see it tomorrow, but I saw it a week ago. So we're getting rid of that, which means I have an open slot tomorrow. I have entered all of the lottery for... Hi, buddy. I have entered... Okay. So I did enter the lottery for some shows tomorrow. I just got the confirmation that I lost all of those, so will not be seeing Othello tomorrow. So my backup now is I could do an in-person rush tomorrow, or I could try to go see Hadestown, which notoriously does not have an in-person rush. But they do have standing room if it's sold out. I don't think it's selling out right now. Let's see. Let me look at what is doing an in-person rush right now. So here is B-Way Rush. This is what I check to see what all of the rush policies are. So as you can see, if I want to go see Hadestown, where is she? Right there. So Hadestown has the digital lottery, which I have entered, or they have standing room for $40. So if it is sold out, I can check that tomorrow and see if I can get a standing room ticket. I mean, at this point, I have seen everything on Broadway. There's a couple shows that I do want to revisit. One of them is Moulin Rouge, which only has a lottery, but it's been popping up at TKTS, so that is also an option. I also want to go see I also want to go see Real Women Have Curves again. And that does have a in-person rush, and their in-person rush has actually dropped to $39. So I could go do that tomorrow. That also has been at TKTS. Or I could go see Smash again, because I did see Smash early in previews. I've heard it's tightened up a lot. So I could do that in-person rush tomorrow. So I do have some options. As far as discount tickets go on this trip, at this point, I have done a lottery ticket with Floyd Collins. I have done TDF. And I have done an access program or a pay what you want ticket. Oh, and I've done a digital rush with Gypsy. So I do want to try to do an in-person rush or a TKTS ticket. So I may end up doing that for tomorrow. I also could use the theater app, which is a great go-to for last-minute tickets that I have not used on this trip yet. I also may be selling a ticket on there because I do have an extra ticket to a show on Wednesday, but I have a group chat that I try to sell tickets to as well. So I usually will try to sell on there first, and then if that doesn't work, I will put it on the theater app. Oh, love getting to the theater with minutes to spare. And I also love going to Soho Playhouse. It's a super easy train ride away. And there it is. Yes, Grace! And we made it! Soho Place is so cute. It's actually a pretty large space. There you go. Very early. Back with another slice of Too Good To Go pizza from the 2-booth order I got earlier. Again, it's the gift that just keeps giving. If you are staying in a place where you can reheat food and store food, then I cannot recommend it enough. Just got back from To Free a Mockingbird, which is Grace Aki's one-person show. This is my 5th time seeing it in some sort of iteration, and it's been great to watch as her performance has transformed and as the piece has transformed, and especially now getting to see it with a New York audience. You can really tell that Grace is in her element, and it's just, it's so good to see my friends that are super talented get to do what they do best. And I'm really glad I got to go to that today. It was its opening night. And I'm glad I realized that it was literally opening tonight when I did not have a show. Tomorrow, I still have an open slot. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I have a list of shows that I want to see, but nothing that I need to see. So I think I'm going to go to TKTS tomorrow afternoon. Ham for Ham is coming back tomorrow. So they're doing a Ham for Ham at 4 p.m. outside of the Richard Rodgers Theater where Hamilton is playing. That is going to be crazy because every time they've done it, the crowds have been insane. So I'm going to get to that probably earlier in the afternoon. And then maybe I will hit up TKTS right after. So it'll be a last minute purchase unless I get down there and the TKTS line isn't bad. But TKTS on Tuesdays, because there's no matinees, it doesn't open up until 3 p.m. And I think by 3 p.m. I'm already going to want to be at the Richard Rodgers. We're going to have to keep an eye on those crowds. Yes, it is 3:30. I'm headed to the Richard Rodgers Theater later than I wanted to be. And it's raining, and I forgot my glasses. So that is how today is going so far. Do I have tickets to a show tonight? No. Are we going to figure it out after Ham for Ham? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I think I'm going to go try to get tickets at the TKTS booth. So we'll see what is available at 4:30 when I'm there. So the question is, where am I going to hang out? I found a spot right here that you can kind of see from, but there are a lot of umbrellas. So it's trying to navigate around that.
Thank you for braving the rain and coming to our first Ham for Ham show of 2025.
Here to dazzle us with Ready to Begin Again. Put your hands together for Jinx on City. Till I take out my teeth from the glass by my bed and my hair from a drawer in the hall. Still the world doesn't seem like a very nice place, not a very nice place at all.
I'm so excited to be here to introduce a performance from the cast of Maybe Happy Ending.
Club Moon is also here.
We're ready.
I'm feeling not at all scared.
I got the charger.
Got the playlist prepared, and I know now there's no turning back.
How much shit in your pack? We're finally hitting the road.
And it should might not turn out as I planned, but it should not end like it began.
Maybe I'll get stuck or lost on the route, but then you hit the road, things tend to work out.
Please help me in welcoming the musicians who make up the band of Buena Vista Social Club.
success. Now we just have to get out of here and go get tickets for a show tonight. Let's do this. There's the crowd. So we made it to the TKTS line. The line is not bad. So we're gonna wait in it, see what we can find. Also, my shoes are so slick in the rain. I desperately need new shoes. So I am like taking the tiniest little steps to try not to fall on my ass in the middle of Times Square. There is a brief look at the board right over there. So it looks like we have a lot of options. We got Sunset, but I'm not gonna stay here and look at that. I am going to use the app. So let's pull up the app and see what they have as we slowly and surely shimmy down this line. They do still have Hadestown tickets, so I'll probably end up getting that. But the app shows basically literally everything that is currently on the board, and it updates in real time. So if something sells out, I'll be able to see on this app. All right, we got our ticket to Hadestown tonight at 7 p.m. Literally center orchestra, great seat for only $70. So fantastic option. Also, if you are here for more than one day and you're planning on doing TKTS for more than one show, this ticket that has on it that I bought it through TKTS, you can see it right there, will get you into the Fast Pass lane. So like this is the Fast Pass lane, and then you don't have to wait in this line. So, you know, and it works for a week, I believe. So 7 days from when you purchase this ticket at the TKTS booth, you can come and go through the fast line, which can save you a lot of time. Also a good thing to know, I have a matinee for tomorrow, but if I didn't, they do sell the matinees the day before. So I could get a ticket to a Wednesday matinee tonight on a Tuesday, which is a fantastic option because when the line opens up in the morning, usually it's like really long, but right now I could get a ticket to like Outsiders tomorrow at 2 p.m. or Redwood tomorrow at 2 p.m. So a great option if you are looking for the next day's ticket. And that can be especially useful if you are trying to rush a show in person, because rushing 2 shows at once is a little difficult. I've done it, but it's a little difficult. So you can get one of your shows the day before and then just rush the evening show. So you have options. It is currently nearly 5 p.m. The show starts at 7. So I am going to go grab something to eat real fast. I'm headed to the sit-down location of Empanada Mama. There is a to-go one that's below 42nd. That is also fantastic. But I have some time, so we're gonna sit down right here. All right, empanadas are here. We have the Romeo and Juliet, which is the dessert one, the Cuban, which is my favorite, and then the barbecue pulled pork, which is a corn one. Very good. But yeah, these are my go-tos. We also have the green salsa and the red salsa, but I usually at this point just eat the green. All right, it's like 6:15, headed to the theater. It is still pretty early, so we're just gonna walk really slow. We have made it. Greatest street on Broadway. The Walter Kerr and the Longacre. Plot twist. I think I'm getting a ticket to Othello tonight instead. If I am able to pick up this ticket, I am going to go ahead and try to sell my Hadestown ticket for last second. And we're gonna go see Othello instead and finish our season. What a plot twist. Somebody is selling their passport ticket, so it's only $24, which is all I want to pay to go see that play. Not the show I was expecting to see, but the show I need to see, unfortunately. I'd rather see Hadestown. Okay, so I picked up my Othello ticket, which is real. So we're gonna go see that. I sold my Hadestown ticket on the theater app, so you can see there. I did discount it. So I bought it for $70, I sold it for $50. The theater app is gonna take out fees, so I did lose a little bit. But considering I'm seeing Othello for under $50, when you count that loss, huge win. So we are going to head back to that theater, and then I gotta lock everything up because you are not allowed to have phones or, I presume, cameras inside that theater. So I will see you after the show. I am so happy. I only spent $20 on that. What a scam. I would not recommend that to my worst enemy. And there were parts of it that weren't bad. Angie Burnett, great. Would see him do anything. And every time he was on stage, it was like a breath of fresh air. That's the level of Shakespeare that I expect to see free in a park over the summer, not on Broadway for $900. Anyway, there you go. On the flip side, I now am going to complete a perfect season tomorrow, so worth it. Though the whole time I was like, well, I could be seeing Hadestown right now on the Orpheus Isle, which I've always wanted to see it from, but that's okay. I'm glad I did this. It's another rainy day. Did I bring my umbrella today? Absolutely not. But I am gonna spend most of today in a theater. So we are heading to the first theater right now, which is the Palace, to see a play that I don't really wanna see, but it is my last play of the season, so we're gonna go. I will be having a bit of a Succession day today, which is very exciting. Both of the tickets for today I was able to get on TDF in a very quick TDF drop. The first one, of course, being Glengarry Glen Ross. I don't like to support David Mamet, but I do want to finish the season, and I only spent $20 on this ticket, so we're gonna go. And then tonight I am seeing Dorian Gray, which I've actually already seen. I didn't love it, but I want to go back, especially now that I know what to expect from it, to see if I appreciate especially the technology and the performance a little bit more the second time. Part of my concern the first time was that it was like a little bit overhyped, so I'm excited to go back. It's one of those I definitely think I will be able to appreciate a little more on the second viewing. All right, we are almost to the Palace. The last time I was here was for Tammy Faye in November. Now the Palace did recently reopen after they lifted it like 30 feet in the air. So I do have to go through here and up the stairs, but I gotta go pick up my tickets first. Here we go, up to the 30 feet in the air. Ticket acquired. I believe I'm probably in the last row of the theater, which is perfect. That's exactly where I want to be for this show. All right, we made it. Here's our view at the top of the Palace. I'm actually not in the last row of the theater. It's about 4 rows behind me. But I absolutely love the rake in this theater because there's literally no obstruction from anybody in front of me, even if they lean forward. This is the perfect rake for a theater, and I have plenty of leg room, but honestly, if I was a lot taller, it may be a little tight in. Well, the best thing about that play is that it's super short, absolutely super short, not even 2 hours. It is 3:40. I wish it was like 10 minutes shorter because then I could have made the walk, but you know, I'll take a 1:46 with an intermission. I'm probably gonna go grab some food now, and I have time, so we're gonna find a sit-down restaurant to kind of hang out until tonight, and it's another short show tonight. The most frustrating thing about that play is that it's so much talent, so many talented performers on that stage, some of the best performances that I've seen all week. And that's the show that we choose to do of all the shows, of all the things that we could be saying on a stage. That's what we choose because we just, want to yell at each other for an hour, 46 minutes? I don't know. Back at TKTS, where there is literally no line because it is raining. But like, could not come at a better time if you wanted to get TKTS tickets. There is nobody there. I have some options for the couple matinees tomorrow. I have time. I may be back. I may also just take the day off, which is, you know, always an option. But yeah, a great time to get TKTS tickets right now because all of the matinees, most of them are still happening. So all of the theater crowd that would be seeing like a ton of shows are not out buying tickets, and it's raining, so nobody wants to wait in line. There you go. The good thing about a rainy day is it's also the best time to come to Times Square because it is practically empty. By Times Square standards, it is empty. So if you ever want to get a good photo, I also just think it looks better in the rain. So if you ever want to get a good photo, a rainy day is when to come. All right, we are heading down 46 to go grab some food. Food acquired. Good. It's definitely a little pricier than like some of the cheaper options, but I always like to go there at least once a trip because you know what? Worth it. Absolutely worth it. Currently headed to the music box to pick up the tickets to my show tonight, and then I've been given a map of all of the helper bot logos, and we are going to try to find as many of them as possible, but they may have been washed away in the rain, so stay tuned. Okay, I think I found one, but it is so faint now. Can you see that? It's like right there, kind of near the grate. I'm gonna go take a photo of it. I found another one. You can kind of see it from the side. You definitely can't see it in person. I can actually see it a lot better on the camera. There's gotta be one by the theater, right? Like that just makes sense. So we'll see if I can find one on the ground, maybe by the stage door. Found it. It is actually across the street from the theater. So we have that one right there, and then what? The Velasco. So there's one on like 53rd that I don't think I'm gonna walk all the way up to, but there is one on 50th that I will take a trip up to now, and then on the way back I can get the one on 47th, I think it is, or 48th, one of those two. But I think there's like 2 or 3 more that I could try to find. So there's supposed to be one around 50th in what looks to be across from the Radio City Music Hall that I cannot find, and it is also starting to pour and rain. So we're gonna abandon the mission. It is raining pretty hard, and I have this little raincoat, but it's not the best, and it is also completely pouring. Should have brought an umbrella, but you know, alas. Okay, it has calmed down a little bit, so we are gonna brave. I'm gonna cross the street. Maybe it's by Radio City Music Hall, or maybe it's washed away. I mean, either of these things could be true. It could also be literally in the crosswalk. Dun dun dun. If you see it, let me know. Maybe from this angle? Yeah, I don't see this one anywhere. I made it all the way back across the street, and then this started. So we are once again taking shelter across from Radio City Music Hall. Hopefully I get to the theater eventually. But it is literally pouring. Whew. Goodbye. Goodbye. Helper brought logo. Okay, it has calmed down enough that I can hopefully at least make it across Broadway and over to 49th, which is where the next logo is. So many horns, so many horns. I know I said the mission was aborted, but I did end up passing where one of them was between 7th and Broadway on 49th, and I could not find it, so no such luck. The last one that is currently on my way is near the Friedman on 47th, which I am also sort of passing on my way to the theater, so we are going to check that. But yeah, it is, as you can tell from the 5th, there is water droplets on my lens now. It is very wet out here. So I am not surprised that they've kind of washed away. Oh, I can kind of see it still. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Oh, this actually may be the best one yet. Here at the second to last row of the Music Box Theater, there is the view. This is actually a great view. There really isn't a bad seat in the Music Box, though I like this considerably more than when I was sitting downstairs because the overhang kind of blocks your view, especially of the top of the screens. And the boxes also kind of block your view. So when you see those boxes downstairs, they kind of block some of the screens if you're sitting in the back of the orchestra. Just got out of Dorian Gray, which I did like significantly better the second time, but I still just don't think it's for me. Now the walk is happening in like 35 minutes, but I am still wet and cold, so I think I'm just gonna go back to the apartment, which I usually never skip a walk, but I'm kind of freezing, and I don't know if I'll be able to do one at all on this trip. I think today we're gonna call it and go hang out with Ogie. To grab a bagel, and we are also looking at the 25-pound Evita tickets. So this is another great way to get discount tickets, is to do an age scheme. So for example, Jamie Lloyd, for all of his productions in the West End, will offer 25-pound tickets, and that's if you're under 25 or if you're on like government benefits or if you're an educator. So if you are a teacher, you can qualify for those. That's an incredible discount. And there's similar things in the United States. So for example, on Broadway, you have Hiptix for Roundabout, which is under 40 years old. There's Linktix for the Lincoln Center that are under 35 years old. MTC does a 30 under 35 option. And that's also available at some off-Broadway spaces. For example, I always get my New York City Center Encores tickets through their Access program, where you can get tickets for $28 to all of their shows as long as you're under 40 years old. They do check your ID when you go pick up the tickets, but that's a fantastic option for affordable ticket prices. One of my favorite ways to look at what exactly the discount options are is, again, bwayrush.com. It really is my go-to for everything, but this is only for Broadway shows. I am not using any of these tickets on this trip, but on my next trip, I do have Linktix to Floyd Collins, which I saw on this trip. I'm not even sure if I'm going again, but I did buy those tickets in advance. And if I were to sell them to anybody, they would also have to be under the age of 35. Speaking of discount tickets, I'm currently on SeatGeek looking at tickets for my trip to Atlanta next week, because the Shucked tour is going to be in town and I really want to catch it when I'm there to go see Millions. The tickets right now, full price partial view, are $75, which is not the cheapest ticket. The cheapest is the back row of the gallery, which is essentially like the back of the mez, which is $50. And that's a little far. But what I'm seeing right now is that a lot of people are trying to sell their tickets on SeatGeek, and they're selling them for like $12. Like, literally, look at this. These are all of the resale tickets right now, and I can get tickets from like $9, $10, $8. I am trying to go to the Sunday matinee, and back of the orchestra, which is pretty far back in this theater, but back of the orchestra, I can get $12 tickets. I imagine these are probably like subscribers that are trying to sell their tickets that are part of their package, but we have a lot of discount ticket options. I think I'm going to wait until next week, but SeatGeek is also a good option. And with SeatGeek, you have ticket protection. So if you try to get a ticket through them and it doesn't work, they will like refund you. Headed to the theater today, we are going to the Public to see a new off-Broadway musical. But first, I have to take a detour to Midtown to go to Circle in the Square and pick up tickets for my friend who is seeing Just in Time today, which I was supposed to see tonight. Now, usually box offices are totally chill if you pick up tickets under somebody else's name, but sometimes they're sticklers and will not give it unless you have the same ID, right? My friend even had a photo of my ID, but that just did not work. So I did have to go over here and pick up the tickets for them. But that's okay, because I still have plenty of time. Still plenty of time to get down to the Public. In a quick 15 minutes, I made it downtown to the Public Theater. Let's go see a new off-Broadway musical, shall we? So we are at the Public for Goddess. This set already absolutely stunning. So love this. Also love this theater. This is where I saw Suffs before it went to Broadway. This is where Hell's Kitchen was before it went to Broadway. So will Goddess go to Broadway? Who knows? Maybe. Just got back from Goddess at the Public, which I really loved, really super enjoyed. It definitely needs some work, but like honestly, what doesn't at that stage in the development? This was its second production, and it's very, like the production is very tight. It definitely needs some adjustments to the book, but like they just got a new book writer, so I expected nothing less. On the way back, I did stop by Two Boots for another Too Good to Go order, and this time they let me pick out what was left because the store is closing. It's like, you know, 10:30 p.m. So we picked out two of my favorite slices, which are the Pep and the Buckminster, and then this slice, which I have no idea what to expect from, but it's got mushrooms, maybe buffalo sauce, onions, so I'm really excited to try that one out. And this is what I'm going to eat tonight. And then I'm going to take this little guy out and go live because it's Thursday. Really excited because the Benjamin Button cast recording comes out tonight, so obviously I'll be listening to that at midnight. Yeah, I just love singing a new musical, and especially when the production quality was like so good. So good. And Ambry Mon, I could see her, you know, sing the phone book. She is just so incredibly talented, and I'm so glad she's in a new musical. Am I once again running late to the theater? Yes, 1000% yes. I am so tired today. I almost decided not to even come, but I'm going anyway, and I have 5 minutes to take a 6-minute walk. But let's go see a show. I know nothing about the show except that it is at the Flea, which is a theater I've never been to. Okay, I literally just turned 7 right now, and the theater should be right down here. I think that's it in the distance. There's like a little sandwich board. We're hoping that's it. Oh, that was not a sandwich board at all. It's actually a trash can. But I think this should be a theater. We made it. We made it. Heading into the theater now. And we made it. And it is just general admission, so we are just plopped here in the front row. Okay, that was actually really cute. I'm really glad that I left the apartment and actually went to go see that. It was a sweet play about, you know, the strangers that we meet in life and how we interact with people and what beautiful experiences can open up when you're just kind to strangers. And that was really sweet. I liked it. I did not know what to expect. You never know what you're gonna see when you go see theater in some of these smaller downtown spaces. And we are back in Times Square. So it is 9:30 a.m. We are gonna go rush a show. I still don't know exactly what I want to rush. I think I've narrowed it down to either John Proctor's A Villain because they have a poster drop today, but I'm also seeing that again next week or in 2 weeks when I'm back with my mom. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be high on my list. I could also go to Smash because I do want to go back to Smash at some point. I saw it early in previews. I want to see how it shaped up. Or I could go to Sunset because I know I love it. Or I could go see Real Women Have Curves that I'm repping today. Always an option. Decisions. We are going to go check on the lines and make a decision from there. Now, it is a 2-show day today, so every show has a matinee and an evening performance, which means double the rush tickets. So as long as there's like less than 20 people in line, will most likely get tickets. That's a very rough estimate. You never know exactly how many tickets they're gonna have with Rush, but usually if it's less than 20, we're good. I've actually gotten tickets with the line being even longer than that. It is 9:33. We have like 5 people at Purpose, a crowd at Boob, and then a little bit of a crowd at Sunset. So we are going to abandon Sunset for now. If I wanted to go see Hell's Kitchen, there's only one person in line there. It's not bad. I could actually probably get Sunset tickets, but we are going to not get hit by this car. We are gonna head to the booth and see what it's looking like over there. Now, usually when I rush in the morning, I try to get into the lines at like 9 at the latest, or 8 a.m. you're like guaranteed tickets. But because I've seen everything, we're doing things a little late today. And sometimes if a show's really popular, you have to get there even earlier. But so far, I haven't seen anything that's like that crazy. Oh, we're at John Proctor's The Villain, and the line is super long. So we're gonna go to Smash, where the line is tiny. Look at that. Yeah, this line. Poster drops are working. It is going all the way to Buena Vista Social Club. Dorian Gray also has quite a long line. And Outsiders has a long line, but Outsiders always has a long line. Operation Mincemeat, the huge Outsiders line, and the huge John Proctor's The Villain line. We love to see a long line for a play. That's fantastic. Yes. Smash is doable. We're doing Smash. I'm like 13th in line. Usually you can count on at least half the people having people join them. So I'll probably end up like 25. I'm still feeling confident though. We have food. We have coffee. We're good to go. Let us in right at 10 and we'll see if we get tickets. And success. We have a ticket for the matinee, $45. It's rear mezzanine, but it is full view, so we love that. And I actually don't think I've ever sat in the rear mezzanine of the Imperial, so that's not true. I did for August Osage County, so that was forever ago. So headed back there for Smash today, and honestly, it's a big show with a lot of big dance numbers, so the mezzanine is probably going to be perfect for it. Cannot wait. I will be back to the Imperial at 2 p.m. Also, a good thing to know about the Imperial, I think they do it for all shows, but they're definitely doing it for Smash, and they did it for Water for Elephants, but they do under $30 tickets if you are under 30. So if you have to specifically request it, they won't prompt you for it. But if you are under the age of 30, let them know that you want the $30 rush, and they will give you that special pricing. So a good tip for saving a little bit of extra money if you are rushing a show at least Smash right now. We'll see if they continue that with whatever goes in after Smash. Well, it officially happened. It is currently 2:22. Our show started at 2 o'clock. Subways were fucked. So we are going to be very, very late to the show. Fortunately, it is in fact a show I've already seen, but I hate to be late and like disrupt everyone. So hopefully my seat is close to the edge, and if not, hopefully they can find me a seat near the aisle. But we are heading over there right now. Fortunately, the second act of the show is significantly better. So, you know, we'll at least get to see that. And that's the thing about New York, you never know what's going to be happening on the subways, which is usually why I try to leave an hour before the show time at the latest. Because then at least, you know, you're just early. Unfortunately, because I'm doing a 2-show day today, I wanted to spend as much time with the puppy as possible. And there we go. We made it to the theater. I'm gonna head in and I will show you my seat at intermission. So we made it. I did miss the first like 20 minutes or so, but again, I've already seen this, so all good. And here is my view, which is very good right there. We have the playbill right here. This is not the original seat that I bought. They did sit me here because it was a little easier for me to get to, but it's also closer. So we're gonna just stay here for the second act. It is a little partial view because it's on the side, but I'm not missing much. And again, because I've already seen the show and I was sitting on the other side the last time, I'm missing like door entrances. So great seat overall. This, however, is row F, and I think my ticket that I originally had is row G, which is probably the first row in the rear mezz. So still a fantastic seat. You know what, that was so much fun and really a testament to how much a show can change during the preview process. Still the same plot that I saw the first time I went, but I think, you know, what a lot of shows are able to do during previews is tighten up, especially the comedy. So I noticed that, like, oftentimes if I go back to a show post-opening, the comedy gets so much tighter and it becomes that much more funny, even when I already know the jokes that are gonna happen, right? And that is definitely true today. They also made a couple like line changes to the book that I think worked incredibly well to make some stuff just a little more clear to the audience. Overall, I thought it greatly improved from the last time I saw it, and I actually enjoyed it enough the first time, but I definitely had much more fun this time, despite the fact that I missed the first 20 minutes, which is unfortunate. But like I said, thankfully I already knew what was happening. And here we are at the Signature Theater. There are multiple theaters in here. Eurydice is started already. Made it to Lunar Eclipse. Loving this set so far. Also love, this is the large space in Signature Theater where some of their bigger productions go. It's a good size, but it's still cozy. Okay, Lunar Eclipse was actually kind of cute. It really won me over in the last 10 minutes. I was kind of bored for a good portion of it, but those last 10 minutes really stuck the landing for me, which, you know, I would rather that than not understand what a show is going for when it ends, right? But today I'm seeing no theater. I am headed to my friend Ben's apartment because he hosts a claim to fame game where we all get a celebrity and play essentially the game Claim to Fame that was on Hulu for 2 seasons with a group of people to try to trick people from not being able to guess our celebrity. I just got my celebrity this morning. I have Idina Menzel. Ironically, her show is literally closing today. R.I.P. Redwood. I'm very excited. This was a lot of fun. We played it last year. Last time we played it with partners. I don't know if we have enough people to play it with partners today, so I may be playing it solo. But I'm about to find out, and I better take this dog out before I'm late to Claim to Fame. It is officially my last day in New York before I fly home early tomorrow morning, and I don't have a show tonight. I think I'm gonna take the night off. There are a couple shows that I could see. I got an offer to go to a reading tonight. That's free. They're doing like a free play reading series at Minetta Lane, and the cast is really good, but also I'm just kind of tired. and I think it's okay to take some nights off. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And especially because it's a Monday night, and most shows take Mondays off. But there are some shows I could see, like Six and Chicago and Gatsby and The Play That Goes Wrong Off-Broadway all have Monday night shows. There's definitely some off-Broadway options for sure, like To Free a Mockingbird that I saw last week has another show tonight. There's this play reading at Minetta Lane I could go to. There's some concerts, so like 54 Below and Green Room 42 are great options for Monday night shows. But also, I could just not see anything, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So there you go. I think this is going to be the end of the trip. We'll see if I end up in an airport in the next scene. Well, I did absolutely end up stopping filming there, but I did make it back safely from my trip, and overall, I think I came in under budget. Here are the final numbers on my budget for tickets for the trip. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for my next theater adventure, where I'm about to embark on a month-long excursion to see theater across the country and maybe across the Atlantic. Thanks for watching.